Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to Crafted Chaos. We are starting today's episode with an arrow stuck in my eye because I just took down a skeleton and a creeper at the same time. The skeleton killed the creeper, and we all know what that means. We have a new music disc now. Of course, we need a jukebox to listen to that, unless there's some kind of disc player, which it doesn't look like there is, so I think we will just need to get a jukebox for that, which of course requires a diamond, and that is a little bit expensive for us right now. So we're just gonna tuck this away nice and safely in one of these chests here, or backpacks or something. And we are picking up pretty much exactly where we left off. Now, I realized I went to move this quarry, and when I broke it, I realized, well, there probably wasn't any coal in there, so I loaded it up with a little more coal in the exact same place, and sure enough, it hadn't reached the bottom yet, it just ran out of fuel, so I powered it back up. It's been running for a little bit, and we are getting those blocks back, and hopefully we will get some diamonds out of that, because of course we need about 16 of those, if I am not mistaken. But last episode, when we left off, we were trying to find some dripstone. I still haven't gone out to get any yet. Of course, we got tools at the end of last episode, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while, that's for sure. And did we find lava? I know we found lava. I'm just trying to remember where I put that bucket. I know for a fact we found lava. We went there and we scooped it up. Maybe it's out here somewhere. There it is. Alright, I knew we had lava somewhere. Today I want to do some building because we've been so focused on all of this mechanical stuff recently. I think it's time that we do some building while this quarry finishes up. So of course, I think we will just start simple and build a basic barn. I want to bring some of those pigs over and start a pig farm and just have all of those animals. Again, pigs right now, we will have to find the other animals in a different fashion. But let me go grab those pigs, get some potatoes, and we will bring them over here and set up an enclosure. And it will definitely be nice to have a much more sustainable food source than bread or anything like that. So here's one, but I don't see any others. I see them all over the map, but I don't see them around. Here we go. They really blend in with those leaves, don't they? So let's bring these guys back home. Is it just me, or are they much quicker? I think there's a mod that is making them a lot faster to follow this potato. Either that, or they are just very, very hungry. And we don't want to go that way, because that is the cliffside, so we'll go around. It almost feels like I have them on a lead. This is fantastic. So now I just need to get some fences set up, and I think we may have to go chop down another redwood tree here in a moment. Let me see what I have in the way of fences, though. Well, I have plenty of wood, and lots of redwood, so we'll go ahead and turn these into the fences. Alright, and where do we want to set them? I think we'll put them over here in the clover field. And I unfortunately do not have any mods that allow me to jump over fences, but actually, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have to have that corner there, and the pigs cannot get through. Now, I don't know about the baby pigs, but I do know that the adults cannot get through there, so we'll go with that for now, and I guess we will find out here if the baby pigs... Okay, yeah, the babies can get through, so we'll have to close that off, but that will not be an issue for us. I can get some carpet or something like that. So there we go. We have our first pig enclosure now. Let's go ahead and get a building put nearby. And this is probably going to turn out very similar to our house here. no planning, so it's gonna be mismatched and look a little bit odd. At least that's what I'm guessing. I suppose we could see if it turns out that way, but we need to make an axe real quick. So let's consult our blueprints. We will need the axe blueprint and a tool rod for that. Now we could make an iron axe or we could do an obsidian. I think we'll do another obsidian axe. I kind of like those obsidian tools. Very durable. It will be all of our obsidian, but once we get that lava dripstone going... Oh wait, no, never mind. We have much more in there. But once we get that going, it won't be an issue for us. We already have an iron tool rod, so we can go ahead and use that. And if I recall correctly, we just add the obsidian in there to get that part, and the tool rod will make the axe. Excellent. So we can head over to this tree and chop it down. It'll give us a little bit more space to work with on our barn. There we go. Perfect. I love that fast decay and all of those planks that just fall right away. I don't think we have this wood yet. Mineral. Yes, that is the first time we are getting that, and we got the Mineglin? I'm probably completely saying that wrong. Maybe Mineglin, I'm not sure. And for some reason these leaves are not decaying. I guess it didn't chop down all the way. That's a little sad. There we go. Well, it got a little bit more, but we still have one more lone plank right up there. Let me just build up and chop that. There we go. Alright, so that tree is out of the way now, and we can go ahead and focus on this barn. And I actually kind of like these logs, these mineral logs for... Oh, that's not supposed to be there. These logs for the corners of this build. So I think we will do that. Actually, what I might do instead is have these up against the fence right here, maybe 4 blocks tall. And same thing over on this side. And then we can kind of build it going this way a little bit and have these different pins that kind of stick out from the center of this build. And we'll just do a square shape for this. That's easy enough. And I desperately need to eat. There we go, a couple cookies and a couple pieces of meat later, and back up to full health. I do want to check on the quarry progress, see if we have struck any treasure yet. And alright, we're getting down to the goods now. We have some osmium, some gold, an emerald there, and uranium. No diamonds yet, but I am hopeful. Remember, it's all about optimism here. So now that we have the outline for the barn, let's go ahead and fill in these planks. I kind of like the willow planks because they look sort of weathered, and I think it will fit the style of this barn quite nicely. So right here, we will have a window. Actually, let's do a window and a door, I think. Just like this. We'll have a window and a door, and then right here we can actually do the same thing. A window and a door. Right here, we will just fill this in with a wall. And we can have a couple windows right there. For the floor on the inside, I'm thinking maybe a gravel or some kind of dirt. But let's go ahead and make a shovel now. If we have that blueprint, yes we do, there it is. And we'll just stick with the obsidian. I think that's working well for us. There we go, standard tools, how about that? Craft silent gear, pickaxe, shovel, and axe. Excellent. Let's see how the speed on this is. Not bad. Then we'll remove all of these clovers right there as well. I wonder if there are any 4-leaf clovers. Doesn't look like it. Let's see what blocks we have that could work well for the floor inside of that barn. We have some tough, cracked stone bricks, maybe cobblestone. I think if we do cobblestone with a combination of cracked stone bricks, normal stone bricks, we'll use that tough, and we can even use some stone in there. We'll just use up all of these blocks, clean up our inventory a little bit. I think that'll work nicely. There we go, and then I can just fill in all of the rest of this with cobblestone. Yeah, I think that works out quite nicely for us. It looks very majestic on the hillside. Go ahead and replace that log right there. Okay, so we need some doors now. We need a roof. I'm thinking sort of a slanted roof that extends a little higher over these pigs and then kind of slopes down at an angle. Inside, maybe we can move all of our workstations in here and turn this into a multifunctional facility. But I think we can go ahead and expand this out just on either side here and build that up just a couple blocks above the height of the barn itself. That might be a little too tall. I'm gonna knock that down 1 block. And then the pigs are getting an expansion. I'm sure they will be very happy about this. There we go. I'm not sure what mod I have or if it's gear that I have upgraded, but something is sort of acting as an item magnet. It is pulling those items in even when they are far away, which is very convenient. I think I'm going to go with redwood slabs for a roof on this, and I think I'm out of redwood. So let's go chop down another redwood tree. We'll pick a nice large one so we get plenty of wood from it. Hopefully this doesn't completely destroy my axe. Okay, too big. Too big. Let's see. Did we have this problem before? Maybe we picked a smaller one. That could be why. But I wonder if I can chop up a little bit, and then maybe that will knock down the rest of it. Of course, it could also be a silent gear thing. Maybe that specific axe can't do all of that tree in one hit. So I suppose I could come back with an iron axe and give it a shot, but I think we have enough for the roof for now. The quarry is still hard at work. That is a great sight to see. And I'm not sure why these saplings are just kind of randomly showing up, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Alright, let's take a look in our resource chest, see what we have. There we go. 2 diamonds, much better. That is what I like to see. We even have a flying fish. Probably somehow died in the quarry. I don't even know how that's possible. It's filled with water. We're doing good on fuel. We have some dark stone. Very interesting. And just all around precious resources. Looking great in that department. For this roof, I'm going with redwood slabs, as I said before. And these are just going to extend across. And they will gradually slope down towards the house here. I think I may even take this section off of the roof, off of the house, so that the roof slopes in. I keep doing that. So that the roof slopes into the build itself. It'll all make sense here in a moment. So something about like this. I think that works really nicely for our hillside barn here. It's an interesting color scheme for sure. I will probably change all of these later on as we get better resources to build with, but we're a little bit limited on the wood that we have right now. We don't even have all of the vanilla woods as it is. And there we go. There is the finished roof. I know it looks a little bit bland. In fact, very bland, but we'll go ahead and take care of that right now real quick. I will do a beam that goes across the front right there. We will fix up these walls and windows a little bit. I think I may need to get some willow wood slabs. I wonder if I can mix slabs. I wonder if that is a thing in this mod pack. Let's see. I cannot. Okay. No worries. Oh wait, yes I can. I just can't place it on that one for some reason. Wait. Oh wait, never mind. Okay. I was confusing myself here. I cannot mix slabs. I got excited for a second because I thought those were going together. But I will just fill in underneath here with some of these willow slabs to kind of close in the ceiling. So it's a somewhat low clearance, but I think it works, and I think we should be okay without glass panes on those windows. Plus, I kind of like the geometry of how those windows have turned out. So, yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to need a lot of work in the future, but with the resources that I have available right now, I think this will be just fine. Let me place down a few torches and get this build lit up a little bit, and then we will bring in some of those tool stations so that we can work inside of this build. So I just want to make sure that we're not wasting anything when we break any of these stations. I'll take the coal out of that. Of course, the generator will probably lose all of its power, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. It's mainly if we had anything inside of the metallurgic infuser. So let me clean up my inventory. And we're going to need to get a composter going because we have a lot of clovers. We will relocate all of this machinery into our new barn. And the coal generator will go right here. We'll need to put some coal in there, obviously. Metallurgic infuser, that should be powered right there. The enrichment chamber, I believe, also needs power, and the osmium compressor as well. So we are all set up and good to go. There, I will bring some chests over as well. Well, I guess just one chest for now, since that is mainly what we are working with. So it's the basic control circuit right there, the logistical sorters. This is for the digital miner that we are building. And then I'm just rearranging these back to how I had it. So I probably actually will throw some glass or something into those slots just so we can work in here at night. And I will put up some doors, but as long as it's fairly well lit, which I think it is, and I'll place a few more torches around our area, we shouldn't have too many issues with monsters bothering us. Of course, there will always be an occasional skeleton that wants to attack. No match for our obsidian sword, though. So let's take a look at the doors that we can make. I think a more industrial-looking door could be a lot of fun if we have the resources to afford that, but I'm assuming we don't. And I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out at me either, so we will just see what door we get from Magnolia. Actually, this might work. We'll go with this. And then I have the glass as well. So we will get these placed in. There we go. And then these Magnolia doors. I think that is just fine. And then we will need a couple more willow stairs to place above those. And then we will have a finished barn. And it's actually growing on me. I still think it is going to need a major renovation later on. But I'm starting to like it a little bit more than I did about 5 minutes ago. And of course, it's always fun having that open concept going, especially when we can stand inside and be safe from monsters outside. Alright, there we go. There's our finished barn. I'm going to go ahead and breed the pigs again, because we could really use some food, and we have more saplings growing. Of course, those trees shouldn't be an issue for us, so I think we will be okay. We have some rain now. Let's see if it's a thunderstorm. If it is, I'll go sleep it off. It is not, though, so let's go check the progress on the quarry and see if we have any more diamonds. And we have 3 additional, or maybe 4 additional. I forget if we had 2 or 3 in there, so we are doing much better. I am so excited about that because that was a very slow start for us. But I think that is actually where I'm going to end the episode for today. I know it was a little bit shorter, but there's a lot I want to pack into next episode, including that quarry, the digital miner. We should finally be able to afford that by the next episode, assuming we get a few more diamonds from the quarry here. But again, I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, definitely leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.